Hello and welcome to another episode of MindShareTV, where we explore innovation, education, and the future of learning here at the Future of Ed Conference in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Robert Martellacci of the MindShare Learning Report, and I'm thrilled to have with me today an esteemed guest, one of the top industry EdTech leaders, Rita Ferrandino, who is the founding partner of ARC Capital and an innovation consultant with the University of Pennsylvania Graduate School of Education. Welcome, Rita. Thank you for joining me. Always great to see you in a warmer climate at that. Well, not as warm as it typically is in Orlando, but welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited that we're going to be able to talk today about the Milk and Pen Business Plan competition and about the future of education and where the opportunities are.
And so, fascinating times in the world of education. AI is the rage. We're crafting our top 10 trends for 2025. I've been struggling a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I decided to wait till I got here, and just through the informal learning, through our peers who are industry leaders, who are education experts and superintendents and CIOs, who are so passionate about making an impact, have inspired me. And I might just give one away before the end of this podcast, and we're going to be releasing them tomorrow. So a lot of positive things going on. And, so you started your career in investment banking and you pivoted to EdTech.
Well, actually, I spent 20 years in the traditional education, publishing, textbook world. And I very quickly realized that the key was to find and be aligned with the innovators in education. And so that's what got me involved in the investment side, because innovation, research-based innovation, often needs to have funding behind it to be able to scale and grow and have an incredible impact. So that was my transition.
And a fine transition at that. And your partner, Kevin Custer, incidentally, happens to be on my advisory board. So it's a very small world. We go back quite a number of years. And what's fascinating about our sector is when you're in it, people tend to stay in it. And if they leave, they tend to come back, because it's really about making an impact. That it's tangible. You see the impact you make working, collaborating with the EdTech communities, and startups are your wheelhouse. You're involved with the Startup Challenge here. Talk to me about the event here and then the opportunity at the University of Pennsylvania.
Well, great. So your audience should know that I'm the founder of ARC Capital. We're a private advisory and investment firm. We work exclusively in education, from early education straight through workforce development. I've got a long history in K-12 and higher ed. One of my long-standing consulting projects is to serve as the innovation consultant at the University of Pennsylvania's Graduate School of Education. While there, I helped to host the Milk and Pen GSE Business Plan competition, which is in its 15th year.
Wow. And
what we seek to do is we seek applications from around the world where companies can compete for $200,000 in cash and prizes.
Amazing.
And the applications are open January 15th, close February 19th. And it's very easy for anybody to just jump online, look at the application, and apply.
And talk to me about the impact of this program over the years.
Oh, it's extensive. So our companies that have, the impact is getting access to this worldwide community of education leaders looking for innovation.
And they get experts' time like yours.
And they get time from our Catalyst team. If you're selected as a semifinalist, we will take from the pool of applicants. We've got 75 judges that go through a rigorous process to be able to narrow down to 25 semifinalists. Then we allow those 25 semifinalists to go through an incubation process where they receive access to our Catalyst incubator. They get time with mentors like myself. and
John Gamba,
and John
another
Gamba,
legend in EdTech,
and Dr. Michael Golden, and a
Amazing.
whole host of people. So we that's from May to August. Those
Right.
semifinalists get this intense mentorship to show growth, and then we narrow down to 7 finalists, and then the semifinalists meet in New York City.
EdTech Week, New York.
Holland IQ is our host, our sponsor
Wow.
that we work with.
Amazing. Well, that's incredible. It's truly a testament to the transformative power of entrepreneurship. What are some examples of past finalists who have gone on to make a significant, and winners that have gone on to make a significant impact?
Well, we have one of our winners, Readly, who went on to grow its company, and then it was purchased by a Canadian company.
No kidding.
And so
Wow.
now it's part of a
I always
bigger
love the
ecosystem.
Canadian connection. If we still exist next year, but that's for another conversation. But so inspiring to hear. Now let's look forward as we move into 2025. Where do you see the biggest challenges and opportunities for EdTech innovators in North America and beyond?
Well, it is definitely the education landscape throughout the whole ecosystem is evolving rapidly. So the first thing I would tell any of your listeners who are planning to do business in education, higher ed, K-12, workforce development, that they need to be paying a lot of attention, because things are going to change. That I can guarantee rapidly. And so it's really a responsibility of anybody who wants to work in EdTech to be understanding and following the trends, and to be able to figure out where to maximize opportunities and how to avoid the challenges.
Well said.
Or navigate the challenges.
You know, I'm reflecting back on a conversation I had with an EdTech organization that the CEO, the founder, was frustrated because they were reaching out by phone or email and they weren't getting responses from principals. And my comment was, you got to get out there. You have to go meet. Education, learning is a very interactive, engaged. It's a personal thing, right? It's that human connection we talk about. And if you're not at FETC, if you're not at the regional conferences, if you're not out there visiting schools or telling your story, pitching your story, podcasting, you have to become known. You have to be in the game. As Guy Kawasaki mentioned, you have to show up was one of his top 12 tips. You have to show up. Thoughts?
And he's made a heck of a lot of money on those 12 very basic tips. So education is a relationship business. That's it. You know, it's all about relationships. And especially in a rapidly changing economic marketplace, because I personally believe there are a lot of reasons to think that the funding landscape is going to change, and the amount of money that
so that's
schools
one of
and
the
school
huge
districts,
trends this year. And consolidation.
Absolutely. There's a consolidation on many levels.
Right.
But with change comes opportunity again. But you have to be out there. You've got to be paying attention. You have to rely on industry experts like myself, who you can hire to do
and
that
myself
work.
in Canada, if you're wondering.
To help navigate those waters, because there's no room for error.
How important is it to have an advisory board? Early on, I started an advisory board when I launched our MindShare report 16 years ago, after graduating from the other graduate school across the country, Pepperdine University. My heart goes out to the Pepperdine folks who are in that area with the fires on right now in LA. But, I started an advisory board because I'm not the smartest person in the room. It's the room. Surround yourself with smarter people. And I always subscribe to that notion. That's why I have you on with me today.
And I'm very happy to be on with you. But I would argue that you need to understand who and what you need on an advisory board before you select
Absolutely.
them. Because we don't need putting an advisory board together of 5 like-minded people who are your friends, who you want to be able to get together with. What you really need to do is identify what kind of guidance you need to be able to scale your growth. Because if you scale your growth, you scale your impact.
Well said. Did you coin that phrase, or was it ChatGPT? Because that's I like that phrase. I have to remember that one. Well, listeners can visit the competition's official site, the UPenn GSV GSE.
Just Google Milken Penn GSE business plan competition will come up, or connect with me on LinkedIn. While the applications are open, almost every day you'll be able to see a video that talks about what it means to apply and the benefits you're going to get from it. So that's Rita Ferrandino on LinkedIn.
Yeah, and before we wrap up, I want to touch on being here at the Future Bed Conference. It's my 25th year. I guess it's my 25th anniversary, you could say, of being part of this community. We're honored to be media partners at FETC once again this year. What are you excited about? I mean, besides meeting up with our peers, our tribe here, I mean, the community is so vibrant and engaged with each other. And what about
Well, I'm excited about your big 25th anniversary party that you're hosting. The Can-Am.
The Can-Am.
That's a highlight.
Well, absolutely. And I'm curious to walk the show floor and visit the exhibitor area, and I want to ask some hard questions. When I was at Pepperdine, we came to FETC and we had a Verd camp. We actually attended as part of our curriculum program, and we were challenged to go around and stump the salespeople with pedagogical questions, But I sense that there's going to be a lot of focus on STEM, makerspace type of environments, as well as the AI piece. I don't know what the AI is going to look like, how they're going to convey that one, because it's dramatically different. It reminds me of 1999, 2000, during the dot-com era, where there was this proliferation of dot-coms that showed up, and now it's AI. History repeats itself when it comes to innovation, but it's really filtering through as to what's real and what is their value, what problem are they trying to solve, and how can folks really narrow down what's, if I'm a teacher, what do I look for? Like, it's overwhelming. There's 500 exhibits.
So you marry the innovation that's happening. AI is game changing. We know that it's going to change the landscape of education, and you marry that with a new political environment that's going to be rapidly changing and shifting.
Oh, so now we're getting into the politics of education.
Well, but education is political.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, the fact of the matter in this country, 75% of the schools in this country are funded through federal, state, and local monies.
Right.
And with the shift in this new administration, which will probably move to vouchers, that means that private schools will also be tapping into a limited amount of federal and state monies.
So more opportunities with private schools than in the past, potentially?
Potentially, we're going to have to see.
Yeah.
That's why you got to monitor.
And, where there's chaos, there's opportunity, they say.
Absolutely.
And I think what I'm excited about this year is the power and potential of AI to give teachers back time and give them control and make a real impact. So my first trend is around teachers, and it's a really positive one. So you'll have to check out the Mindshare Learning Report to learn more about that. And Rita, before we wrap up, final thoughts to share.
It's a changing time, and I look forward to navigating with all of you. We're all going to be eyes open.
Rita Ferrandino, co-founder of Art Capital and innovation consultant to the UPenn GSE organization.
Absolutely.
And my name is Robert Martellacci of the Mindshare Learning Report. Be sure to check out www.mindshare learning to get your latest issue. And until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep the learning curve steep.